One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his packs will cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Whistles report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Good morning to everybody. Let's get this one on the road, man. Hey, much love, honor, respect to all of you legends a part of the Breakfast Club, man. I can't thank you guys enough. We got our coffee in, man, because I haven't got much good sleep in the last couple of days, but fuck it, man. Hey, a lot of shit's going on in the world right now, and I'm watching observantly, of course, that's my job to do so. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you legends. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hey, make sure as you guys come in, make sure to hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button down below. I appreciate you guys. Also, if you guys would like to become, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can get shouted out. And I have right here, please consider becoming a member starting at $2.99 a month. I can't thank you guys for the gifted donations already this morning. We got Shadow coming in hot in the very beginning at the top of the hour. We got a gifted membership on over to you guys. I can't thank you enough. Also, if you guys would like to help out and, monetarily and have your message read and all of that shit, we have it scrolling down below. We will highlight super chats, channel members, and all that stuff as well. But we have these scrolling down below. Right before the show started, speaking of, Brother Lee, he hit up the show for $10 before the Breakfast Club has even started, man. I can't thank you enough for that, kind sir. And as well, by the way, I missed a donation, not yesterday, the day before, when I was on the panel. Bent Rim Podcast, my brother Zach, he actually sent in a $25 donation on the Cash App as well. So I can't thank him enough for that as well. I'm not going to let that completely slide and not say anything about it. But also, before we get into this episode, make sure you guys follow my Instagram at BallValveTV. It's where I post everything behind the scenes of the show, myself, Millennial Food Time, and all the greatness over there, man. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. Good morning. Hopefully you're all having a good one, man. We're about to get in some crazy shit. We're going to basically break this down into two parts as we usually do. The very first, we've got a very interesting thing to go over. Biden's anger at Republicans smacks Kamala Harris's unity message again. And this is off of Fox News. And hey, let's go ahead and check out what the fuck is being said, because there's been some crazy ass touching and grabbing or slapping or something like that, And yeah, that's weird to say the least. Joe Biden. Very fucking weird. Anyways, good morning to you guys. Let's go ahead and check this shit out.
Sandra, the sitting president is supposed to be the top surrogate, but President Biden isn't even spending this part of his Sunday calling influential thinkers or labor leaders. He is right now at lunch at a golf course in Delaware, close to his home.
What up, Big Joe?
Scheduled stop in a swing state, stumping for Harris. Sounded a little something different than we've heard.
Good morning, Miss Lotus.
Well, I was just granted.
Oh shit! Real quick, Tiffany coming in hot. She said, "Fuck it, I'm not waiting to try to get a gifted membership. I'm just gonna get it." You know what I mean? Hey, I appreciate you, Tiffany. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. That is awesome. You guys are already starting off the show strong, man. Thank you guys immensely.
Once in a while. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
What? What, Joe Biden? What did you just say?
Emotional damage.
What the fuck was that? Bruh.
But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
What the fuck is that?
According to various reports, President Biden and his inner circle.
Why would you say
dates
that?
On his schedule open to go stump for Harris.
That is so fucking weird. Why would you ever say that? Not slap, maybe kick in the ass. Like, I mean, you could have made that not sound so gay. You know what I mean? But hey, whatever, man. We got Slim up in the building. Shout out to you guys over there, man, as well as Glare. Good to see you guys this morning, as well as Carney's in the building, as well as Norwegian guy. Hey, Mike, can't wait till tomorrow. It's going to be close, but I hope Trump gets it over the line, and I truly believe he's actually going to. There for probably the first few months, I'm going to be honest, or couple of months, I guess. I really thought, well, I hope that Trump is going to make it, but then I really thought everything is against him right now. So what we will see. What up, Bjorn? I see you up in here, my man. Appreciate you for being here.
And the Harris campaign just never really came calling. He has recently proven to be a distraction to the vice president following Garbagegate, and progressives are urging the president to channel his feelings from July when he dropped out.
That's right, Slim. Call to action real quick. Hey, make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Appreciate you guys.
I mean, if I was Joe Biden, and I knew, look, his legacy obviously is at stake in this election, and he is the president of the United States. Got a lot of work.
Good to see you, Ron, over there in Australia. Good to see you.
To do as president, I would probably look at the numbers. I would look at the race and say, I'm going to focus on being president over the next couple of days, and that's probably the best. That's the best thing he can do for not just the Harris campaign, but himself and his legacy too.
The vice president's Tuesday night election headquarters is going to be just 2.5 miles away from here. We haven't yet been told that President Biden has even been invited, but that tracks with what we saw a couple days ago. She was on the ellipse.
What's up, Brother Lee? Good morning, kind sir.
He was in the White House, not part of it.
Boy, you know, it's getting more and more pathetic every day, Jesse. Usually when you smack somebody in the ass, it's a player it's a teammate who makes a great play, scores a winning goal. Is he senile, stupid, or both?
I sometimes smack you in the ass after a great show, Greg.
That is true.
Your Friday exclamation point out. That boy.
HR knows about this.
Keep it up. You said you liked it. So Biden had just 24 hours of the last week said he's going to lock up Trump and smack his garbage supporters in the ass. And then he's like, and then,
damn, that's a good way to condense that shit. So just in the last 24 hours of this reporting,
last week said he's going to lock up Trump and smack his garbage supporters in the ass. And then he's like,
that's a good summary.
Pass the baby feet. I mean, this guy's out of his mind. They've confiscated his phone. They've confiscated his laptop.
They confiscated his fucking phone and laptop, but yet he's speaking at fucking rallies? What are you doing?
He's out of his mind. They've confiscated his phone. They've confiscated his laptop, but he keeps escaping the White House and giving speeches. I don't know what's going to happen because he's now at a point where he doesn't give a you-know-what. Mm-hmm. And so he doesn't even care about his presidential library. He's supposed to invite people to come over and spend the night in the Lincoln bedroom.
We just started this fucking shit, and I already need some left-handed tobacco. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shit's fucking wild, dude. Shit is wild. I don't know why you would ever say, ever, to anybody politically that you would smack their ass. Like, what if Trump said that regarding, like, Kamala? Now, he would be looking at, like, sexual assault shit. You know what I mean? That's so crazy, the double standard. What up, Briar? I see you up in here, kind sir. Good morning, kind sir. I always love that you got that emoji like that. What's up with it?
But he's like, I just don't really feel like it. But it's like $300 million to do a library like that. And he's calling donors, and the donor's like, let's just wait until after the election before I open my wallet. Because why would you give money to Joe Biden at this point? It's just a waste. He's very old and his legacy is really bad. Kamala, if she loses, that lunch that she has weekly is going to be great. Mm-hmm. It's probably just going to want to drown him in a soup because you got to hate this guy.
Yeah, but even with what Trump said, that wasn't a political discussion. That was before politics, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, to be actively in politics and be talking like that is crazy.
Was responsible for probably 3 or 4 of the worst news cycles she's had. I just can't wait to see the letter that he has to leave Trump in that desk if she loses. It's probably going to be something like, "Dear Garbage.
Dear Garbage.
You beat 2 women, but you didn't beat me, Jack. Sincerely, the big guy."
Yeah, see you in the alley.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Judge, it is incredible how little the
No
media
kidding,
and
Mark.
most people care
You couldn't have said that more correctly. Damn.
about the current state of the presidency. I mean, they're acting like this election on Tuesday is the biggest thing ever, while ignoring the fact we haven't had a president for how long?
Yeah. Remember what Trump marked it down to, which is very true. It was called locker room talk. You know what I mean? Which it is true. A whole bunch of dudes on a fucking party bus. What do you expect?
I think about a year and a half.
Yeah.
But what's amazing is they only sideline Joe when they think that he's going to harm them politically. But when he comes out and says stuff that is, that we criticized him about, they said, it's a cheap fake, it's disinformation, it's misinformation.
That's so funny, Barbie.
But when it hurts them, then of course they're going to sideline him. But besides locking up Trump, the thing that I think is most outrageous, he wants to take him behind the high school, the gym.
I don't know the answer to this, Breyer. It's going to be kind of interesting. Because I'm going to be covering the election tomorrow, and we've got a couple of YouTubers that are coming together to cover basically the entirety of the night of the election. I'm sure, obviously, waiting on counts and votes and shit like that, we're not going to be able to watch each state, be certified until probably, I don't know, days later. I have no idea, actually. I think it's a big ass excuse, but hey, it is what it is. We've been able to do this shit always on the night of, the day of, or the next day. It's crazy that we would have to wait at any type of time, which is absurd. It just is.
Beat him up. But when he said he'd like to put him in the bullseye, and I think it was 4 days later, Trump was shot in the head. I mean, the Democrats get away with anything. And in the end, I think that all you have to do is just look at him saying that, smack him in the ass. He just looks so
the ass, lady. You're 70 years old. Don't cap and try to be fucking all PC for the fucking camera, dude. You can say ass on the line. You can say it on the air. You can do all that shit.
He's so angry, and the man should not be running the country. And the fact that they've hidden him is really a sad commentary on what they're going to do in the next administration.
Isn't that the big revelation, Harold, that we've learned, that maybe America doesn't need a president? We haven't had one. Maybe it's just run by a big dark machine, right? The deep state, Harold, that you are a part of.
Never underestimate.
Just come out and admit it.
That's right. You never underestimate the other side, ever, until it's fucking done.
You guys on this one. I think we need a president. I think the country, one of the reasons Democrats believe that it was the right thing to do to move on to Vice President Harris, and President Biden agreed. I think his legacy will be big. I think, Jesse, because of that, you've never had a president give up the presidency in the first term like this. You did have.
He didn't give it up willingly, Harold.
This whole election cycle, we've had a lot of very first time things happen. Hence him dropping out of the race and shit like that. This were all shit that's never really happened before like this. So it's a lot of historic shit has actually happened, but it's historic because it's fucked up.
LBJ and Truman, but at the same time, you've not seen something quite like this. And Judge, I would remind everybody around the table.
At least in America, we celebrate everything fucked up. And look at every fucking holiday, pretty much. Everything is pretty much based off of something fucked up,
For moments, I think rightly so. I think some people around the table and other places call it elder abuse to even have him in this job for this period of time, and he should not seek re-election. And I think, Greg, in fairness to you, saying that you think that he should have been removed before the election.
Shit. We got Brother Road Rage up in here. I appreciate you, man. Hopefully you're not getting fucking too slammed over there. I know your job is always fucked.
I don't necessarily think that is the case, but Democrats moved on from him. Now, one of the things I think is interesting is if you look at some of the late polling here, it appears that some of those late deciders in the battleground states are deciding a little bit more for Kamala than for President Trump. This is just the exit polling. People could be misrepresenting or just lying. But one of the things they're saying is that they're ready to move on too from President Trump. That just the language and the narrative and the negativity, they just don't want that over the next 4 years. But we've got 2 days, 2 or 3 days here, or 2 days before the polls close, and probably take another week to count them all across the country. And I'm going to be as interested in the Gender Gap and other things that Dana talked about.
Why would it take a fucking week to count the fucking ballots? It's never, ever needed to be a week.
But President Biden will have a good legacy from whether win or lose. I think the country, Democrats certainly will appreciate his 4 years and what he did to make way for another generation.
How? Why would anybody appreciate what the fuck he's done? Like, honestly, I really can't sit here and go, even objectively speaking, like for the other side. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even see how this dude's making that claim.
Generation of leadership.
I'm good. I lost interest in the last minute of what you said.
I did too.
This is the
It
way it
still
always
could
goes. By the
happen,
way,
Barbie.
we'll know that how mad Biden is if the FCC does go after SNL.
Yeah.
Like he's behind the scenes like, wait, maybe you can get him. Look, I kind of want to laugh at that, but also he's the president of the United States of America. So that kind of concerns me that he's with gusto saying those kind of things on the trail. I'm sure she doesn't.
That's funny that you say that, Big Joe. I thought technology was going to speed up the process of everything. I thought that's basically kind of what every bit of technology has ever done, is to, make our shit longer. How does that fucking work? That's so crazy to me. You would think it would take fucking forever, and that would be the excuse if we did, same day voting. That's what I would think that they would push for. You need to have technology so it doesn't take this long. Fucking idiots.
Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. And the thing about unity is I do have trouble unifying with someone who calls half the country fascists and fascist supporters, and the allies who call the Madison Square Garden rally a Nazi rally.
What's up, Bug Dog? Good morning, man.
It's hard to come together in that way. And I think that undercuts her message.
Well, Joe Biden has a pattern of saying things like this. It seemed to go over well with the crowd, although probably less well with much of America. This type of rhetoric, he talks about wanting to lock President Trump up, saying that half the country is garbage, that you want to do this to the people who are passing tax cuts. It's probably part of the reason why Joe Biden is struggling with favorability. His job approval rating right now, according to the Real Clear Politics average, is 40%.
We need some
That's
coffee
well
now.
below previous presidents at this point in their presidency, including Donald Trump. And so there's a reason why Kamala Harris is probably wanting to sideline him. She wants everybody to forget that she is his vice president.
Yeah,
no kidding.
I think somebody put in a call.
No kidding. That was a true statement.
It said, you're wanted in the Situation Room, Mr. President. But, Joe Biden, from his party and from the media, gets a pass on this stuff. I mean, he wanted to take Trump out behind the barn. Now he says that he'd like to smack him, where. Trump says something about Liz Cheney, that if she were out in the battlefield, is the context in which he was saying this, her view on war might be a lot different. The Harris campaign, the legacy media goes crazy. I even noticed that you and your colleague Jonah Goldberg had to go around about it when he admitted that he had taken it out of context when he said it was horrible.
Yeah, well, and what's a shame about that is it's a really good discussion to have about how we fight wars, whether we should be fighting wars without a strategy for success.
Good morning, Brother Dwayne. Good to see you, man.
For the last few decades is really in the American interest. That's one of the reasons why people like President Trump. And so when he talks about that, that resonates with a lot of veterans of some of those recent interventionist wars who feel that we should be much wiser about how we handle our foreign policy and minding American interests. But you don't get that kind of discussion because people in the media don't want to. Likewise, much worse than.
There's no way that a county could possibly even, that there's no way they could justify 12 fucking days. There's no way. Especially a county. Like, not even a whole state could get away with that shit. Fucking let alone a county.
And this rhetoric about beating people up is that the Biden-Harris administration
I feel like cheating is on the rise. I feel like it's actively somehow happening.
Used lawfare against their political opponents, whether those are parents at school board meetings or pro-lifers or
what's up, process?
Or
Good morning,
Donald Trump
Cancer.
himself, who they tried to remove from the ballot, who they've tried to imprison, who they've tried to bankrupt. These are very serious issues, lawfare, foreign policy, that people are voting on, but a lot of our media doesn't cover it as the important issues they are.
Just so folks at home had the full context, Jonah Goldberg, who used to appear frequently on Fox News, said on Friday that Trump had called for Liz Cheney to be put in front of a firing squad, and then later walked it back to say, oh, no, that's not the context of what he was saying. New York Times Siena poll. It's got a lot of interesting findings in it, including this.
Sadly, that's very, very true, Steve. And look at this. Look at this this poll right here. So this is among voters who decided in the last few weeks in the battleground states.
That the New York Times finds that late deciders...
New York Times? Oh, my God. Oh, off of a college poll. This is a college vote. Honestly, if there's 44% in the college vote, you're fucking doomed, Harris. I'm not even gonna lie.
Harris's way 55 to 44. Typically in a very close election, late deciders will break as a group. What does this potentially say about what we'll see on Tuesday?
Well, I think it really explains what we've seen in the last week of the campaign and media coverage. So
Nitro.
you have people saying things on both
Good to
sides,
see you, man. As well as
you
Beezer.
have the media really focusing on they're focusing on the issues in a way to sort of advantage Vice President Harris.
Nope.
That matches.
I have never been a part of any of these polls. And by the way, somebody that is actually actively in politics and has been pretty much my entire life, I have never ever been a part of any poll. So I find it very weird that there's all these polls all the fucking time. I'm like, who the fuck are you polling? Because you ain't polling me, and it's never happened, you know? But yeah, facts, Steve. Facts.
Media coverage that we've seen for Vice President Harris thus far. They know that Donald Trump is actually in very good poll position, particularly relative to where he was 4 or 8 years ago. And so one of the tried and true techniques is to drive up someone's unfavorables.
What up, Mark? Good to see you, man.
That reflected in the media coverage. Whether those polls are
Hey, man.
accurate, whether the New York
Free
Times
country,
is
right?
accurate, whether they actually understand what's going on in the country. I mean, one of the things they said in their polling was that they have over response from Democrats and under response from Republicans. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
I mean, Biden yesterday said that Republicans like Trump are the kinds of guys you'd like to smack in the, it's Sunday,
Ass.
so we'll say tail.
Oh my God. I can't stand these fucking media outlets. Come on, bro. Like, why is everything so fucking hardcore with just saying, I mean, listen, it's in the context that he used it that's fucked up. You repeating it on air is not fucked up. That's
Kinds of guys you'd like to smack in the,
you can say ass on the air, dude.
it's Sunday, so we'll say tail. But care to translate?
I don't even know what that
No
means.
respect over the God over there, you know, for his day. I can actually respect that.
I don't either.
I don't even look. I sat on this couch the day after the Biden-Trump debate in June. And my party went through a ton of hand wringing over many weeks that resulted in us realizing that our candidate was too old and too, I don't know what the other words are, to continue to run in this campaign. And I was actually proud of that process and that decision. And we're sitting here today with, you're right, Joe Biden, there is nothing left on the fastball. Like, I don't think he should be out there on the campaign trail. I think he's done a wonderful job in many ways as president. I think the fact that we have Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Michelle Obama, these crowds.
I love that right there. I don't do polls unless it's at a strip club. W fucking hook dog.
They're getting on the campaign trail are phenomenal. And I think I look at the other side, and they now have the old candidate.
What's up, Joker?
They
Good to
have the
see you.
candidate now who rambles on the stump, who says things that are totally incoherent, who by the way, in September called supporters of Kamala Harris absolute garbage
Many
and
Republicans
scum.
would take issue with that. And
Can I
rambling.
just
they
ask-
see someone who's very sharp, but I do want to ask.
Can I ask Marie?
I do want to ask you because we have
That's
seen.
what
Can I ask Marie?
One moment.
What?
Honestly, I can't stand when they got a panel of women. All it is a whole bunch of cackling at each other and screaming and high-pitched voices flying around. And yeah. Relax, women. Relax.
Larry,
I'm sorry.
I do just want to quickly ask you this, because we have seen Biden talk. Yes, he has like the way he talks.
Yes, I just called that out.
But
Steve.
he has
That's
talked
hilarious.
about foreign policy with fluidity. He is there with it. And yet he made the Trump lock him up comment. He made the garbage comment, and he made this. Is there any chance there's some intention here? Because he's not a dumb person.
I've seen you ask this question before, so I've thought about it. I don't think so. I just think he's not a precise speaker. And I do think whether or not you support President Trump, he is not a precise speaker. He called it this week the weave, where he goes from topic to topic and rambles and talks about sharks and Hannibal Lecter. He is not a precise, disciplined speaker on the campaign trail, and we see voters responding to that, Haley.
Sheesh. All right. So real quick, let's go ahead and move on over into we have a live actively happening right this second. Trump is speaking in North Carolina. He just got on the stage about 5 minutes before I started the live this morning. So he's been up there for about 30 minutes. If you guys, we're going to go ahead and tune into it and see, what he's got to say real quick. Fuck it. We're not going to watch the whole rally, but we'll get a little bit because I have another video after this that we're going to show. It's almost like a 3-parter we're doing today. Hold on, let me get this correct. So, how come it's so low?
This is really the end of a journey, but a new one will be started.
Why is it so fucking low? Is it ever going to come back? There we go. There we go.
I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. You're patriots. You built this country. You built this country. But I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
We know the answer to that.
I've asked that question so many times. I've never had one hand go up for the other.
Yeah, no kidding. You ask the same question over and over again, you get the exact same reaction from everybody. Yeah, it's telling you.
With your vote tomorrow, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country. Which I happen to think is the absolute worst thing that has ever happened to our country. I've never seen it. They're putting in murderers.
Oh, shit. Brother Lee coming in fucking hot, dropping a bomb one. For you guys, a part of the Breakfast Club right there, man. He just hooked you guys up. I appreciate you, Brother Lee. Hopefully somebody, that you guys are actively watching right now and don't have a membership, hopefully you guys get it, man. Thank you so much for your patronage, kind sir. And also, I don't know if you were here yet in the chat, but hey, thank you for the 10 spot before the show's even started. I very much appreciate that over on the Cash App. Thank you, kind sir. Fucking, did it show who it went to yet? Has YouTube fixed itself? Or are we going to have to wait until after the election? Oh, it actually did show this time. It actually showed people getting fucking memberships. Wow. W. Hey, it's been bug, boys. And guess what? We got Brother Lee Lance that fixed the issue. You know what I mean? Hey, I appreciate that. Awesome.
Releasing all of their prisoners from jails all over the world, not South America, all over the world, into our country. I think it's the worst thing. In the polling, when I see the polling, I see that inflation and the economy are number one, which is sort of standard. But I really would like to put
I'm glad it's finally doing it.
Close up that border so fast. We're going to get.
What's up, Steve? Honestly, I would get. I mean, I know he's just saying it for just general so people understand, but I really hope that the focus isn't the actual wall. I hope that they really actually do focus on the asylum laws. You know what I mean? And I know Trump knows that shit, but I think that he's kind of condensing that down to just the border, kind of like a blanket statement.
She's not going to do it. She couldn't do it if she wanted to.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Lee coming in saying, hold up, hold the phone. Hey, the memberships are from Tiffany Lance. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for the help and patronage over to the channel. Sincerely, you guys.
They have open borders. And you know what? If things went bad today, you would have, and tomorrow, you would have open borders the first day of that. And you'll have They have 21 million people that they let into our country. Many of these people.
That's why I said you guys. Thank you, Tiffany and
murderers.
Brotherly Lance,
Think
for
of
real.
it. 13,099 are murderers. The big drug lords, the prison population from countries all over the world. And if I ran a country, I'd say, get my prisons, open borders. They just walk in. No vetting. Think of it. No vetting. We have no idea who they are. You're not allowed to ask. You're not allowed to ask.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's crazy that anybody would be like, I haven't heard an actual argument, like a legitimate one that I can actually understand for fighting against voter ID. Like to have no voter ID. I've not heard a good argument as to why we should not have voter ID. It's kind of crazy to me that we don't. I mean, that's absurd, right? But hey, I don't know why anybody would be against it, especially any American. You know, I don't know why any American would be against that.
They just walk right into our country.
It's to protect the Americans.
People. You have murders. So you have 13,099 murders. Many of them have killed far more than one person.
Oh, hell no. You haven't been slacking shit, homie. Listen, we all have lives. We all have shit that's going on. We have families. We got fucking jobs. We got fucking things to attend. You know what I mean? We got things to do. And so, listen, man, I never look at it like that. And I never want you guys feeling obligated either. You know what I mean? But that's not what this is about. This is about us being able to come together, man, and be able to discuss some of the craziness that's going on in the world and being able to keep in the know, right? I appreciate you, man.
Going to happen. And you have terrorists at levels that we've never seen before.
Oh, shit, Hook Dog. That's hilarious.
Had terrorists down the lowest we've ever. I had in 2019, and this isn't done by me, this is done by Border Patrol, which, by the way, endorsed me. They gave me a great endorsement. They said, he's the greatest president ever.
Yes, by the way, I'm sorry I showed up a little late on Hardwire's show yesterday. I'm sorry about that for being late, but hey, I did catch, I'd say at least maybe a quarter, maybe a half of it. And it was always a good time being able to hang out with you guys.
He's the greatest president, the head guy. Boy, Paul was great. He made a beautiful speech.
What's up, Straight Jacket, my man?
He's the greatest president our country has ever had. I said, does that include Lincoln, Washington, and a couple of them? But it's very nice.
Yo, we got Brother Code up in here as well saying, Mike Ball in chat, have a great show. Pop is back in the hospital, so I can't stay. Just showing support and to Brother Ball, Mike Ball, smash that like button. Absolutely, man. Hey, and I'm sorry to hear that your old man is in the hospital. I'm praying, on that. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully, it's nothing, no big deal. I really, really, really hope it's not. I'm sorry to hear that. Take care of business. Take care of family. It's number one. You know what I mean? Appreciate it. Always.
And I have to say this, in the same little speech, they said she's the worst thing to ever happen to our country. And it's very hard for them to say that. She never made one phone call in 4 years to the Border Patrol. How are we doing? I used to drive them crazy. They probably said, oh, no, it's the president again. Yes, we're fighting our president. I used to drive them nuts. When I had nothing to do, I said, call the Border Patrol. And we got, just drop that chart, please. That's my all-time favorite chart.
Oh, that's great.
My all-time favorite chart. I love that chart. I sleep with that chart. I kiss it every night.
Damn, Dwayne, that sucks. That sucks. Hey, man, I'm just glad that you're, in the chat, hanging out with us, man.
Because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the chat. If you take a look at the arrow on the bottom, that was the day I left office. That was the lowest illegal immigration we ever had, and I kept it pretty good. And then you take a look.
What's up, Moto Noggin? Good to see you. Absolutely,
soldiers.
Trump.
They didn't want to pay for their soldiers. I said, you have to give us soldiers while we build the wall. And they paid so much money to us, and they said, we're not going to do that. They actually laughed at me when I suggested it. And I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a tariff of 100% on all your cars and everything that comes into the United States. They said, you know what they said?
They said, no thanks.
Sir, we would be greatly honored to let you have our soldiers free of charge. Thousands. How many would you need, sir? I said, as many as it takes.
Trust me, no company wants to stop selling to Americans. Americans are the #1 consumers in the entire fucking globe. we spend money on dumb, fucking really dumb shit all the time. You know what I mean? They want us to keep fucking buying, you know, obviously. They don't want some bullshit tariff on them. Fact. You know what I mean?
They were great. They made a big contribution to our security, let me tell you. But they got to stop with, now we're talking Turkey. One of the first calls I'm going to make is to Mexico. You stop letting people come in through our border.
What's up, low-key? Good to see you in here. Much love, honor, respect.
And come in through your southern border, and you stop it. Because Mexico, and I had a great relationship with the president, but he retired now. He left. He was a good man. He was a socialist. You can't have everything, but he was a good man.
Shit.
But they paid a fortune for the soldiers along the border. We were able to have great numbers. Well, built 571 miles of wall. I was going to add 200 more. By the way, far more than I said. I was talking about 200, 250. We built 571. And nobody talks about it. And you know what?
And the sad thing is, Glare, it's like fucking, I guarantee you, like 40% of Americans bought that stupid fucking thing too.
I did because we had a Congress that was not behaving. I said, I don't care. This is an invasion of our country. I'm taking it out of the military. And I took it out of the military because I gave them $725 billion. I say, congratulations, fellas. I'm taking
Allegedly up in the building. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful morning. Much love, loyalty, honor, and respect to you. Let's get it.
What is it for, sir? It's called a wall because we're being invaded by Mexico.
It can, but
now we have
when unfortunately, when other countries are, you know, actively using tariffs against us or any type of other monies, this is really the best way to counter that and not get stampeded like we have been prior to Trump in 2015, 2016. Prior to all that, we were just allowing the shit for them to fuck us, for everybody to fuck us, which a lot of people got over that shit.
The new president.
What up, Martin? Good morning.
Supposed to a very nice woman. They say I haven't met.
Wow. Hold the fucking phone. Hold the phone. Doing a full-on halt. Allegedly. With the $20 yellow sticker, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the patronage over to the channel. Your support is definitely not unnoticed. I very much appreciate it, and I'm very grateful. Thank you. No, and thank you for being here, you know, and thank you for trusting me with your guys' news source. Where's the sugar mama? You're so funny, Hook Dog. Yeah, you're funny. Got to go take care of all. Hey, Tats, hopefully you have a wonderful day over there in England, you know. It's not morning for you like it is us, but hey, hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day.
And I'm going to inform her on day one or sooner that if they don't stop this onslaught of criminals and drugs coming into our country, I'm going to immediately impose a 25% tariff on everything they send in to the United States of America. And the reason I delayed that, you're the first ones I've told it to. Congratulations, North Carolina.
North Carolina knows first.
And it's only got a 100% chance of working, because if that doesn't work, I'll make it.
I love the confidence in that shit. He's right. He's right. He's like, there's only 100% chance of this fucking shit to work. Yep.
50?
Good pounder.
And if that doesn't work, I'll make it 75 for the tough guys. And I'll make
the tough guys.
Then I'll make it 100. And at some point, they'll have so many soldiers on their southern border. You know, their southern border is where they come in. They come right through. And
Moto Noggin, which is so crazy. Because income tax is actually unconstitutional. And it's also something that was when it was implemented, it was not implemented for a forever thing, which is crazy because that's definitely what has happened to us.
It has a 100% chance of working. It's only a question. I'll start off at 25%. That's a lot. Do you know Mexico's our #1 trading partner? Do you know what that costs? They make a fortune. They've taken over our country in a way since this Biden-Harris people. They became
Good morning, Papa. For you, I guess it would be afternoon, right? Or close to it. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing well.
Our #1 trading partner, and they're ripping us off left and right. It's ridiculous. They're not going to rip us off. They wanted $3 billion to meet with, but they wouldn't have said that with me. I would have said, oh, really? You want $3 billion to meet? I'd do the opposite. If you don't give us $3 billion, I'll impose the biggest frickin' tax.
Yeah, I love that shit. Hey, well, fuck you guys up. Yeah. That's the
I've never told you any of this, and I wanted to wait till the day because I don't want to have her. She's a low IQ individual. I don't want to have her say, I had an idea last night while I was sleeping, turning, tossing, sweating. Because I sleep.
Dude, Trump is such a troll sometimes, and I fucking love it. I'm sorry. Some people fucking hate it, and I understand. For me, that is some wittiness. He's savvy like that. He's quick on it. Like, yeah. You call this fucking dude and his supporters a whole bunch of trash or garbage rather. And guess what he does? He gets in a fucking garbage fucking he gets in a high visibility vest on, the orange vest. He goes into an actual trash truck and does a whole campaign. Same thing with the McDonald's thing. Evident how fucking much of a troll he is.
I
love it.
I toss and I sweat and I sleep like no. I don't even sleep. I've gone through 62 days without a day off. Every single day.
Hey, Kamala took a whole bunch of days off.
And you know what?
Tired. She's tired.
She takes a day off every other day.
She takes like a day off like once a week. It's actually kind of crazy. A couple times a week.
Last week, she makes a terrible little, she has these.
That's a good valid point, Papa. Yep.
And then she takes the day off. When you're running for the president of the United States and you want to do it because you have to fix the country, that's the way I'm doing. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I could be at the most gorgeous beaches in the world right now.
Your delicate sensibilities. That's so funny, Steve.
I like you people better. I'd much rather be with you. No, I would. No, and we're doing something historic. You know what we're doing? This has never been done before. They'll never have rallies like this. We went to Milwaukee the other night, and we're doing great in Wisconsin, by the way. We could have filled that arena. What do they have? 28,000 seats, including the floor, fully packed. We could have filled that arena 3 times, maybe 4 times. The people outside, thousands and thousands of people. There's never going to be that. In 4 years, you're going to have a candidate, Republican, Democrat candidate, and they're going to come to North Carolina, right? And they're going to say,
Wait. I thought Trump said that no one will ever need to be a part of, you'll never need to vote for anybody again. See how fucking everything gets twisted up? So fucking crazy.
how many are there?
Meanwhile, he's actually speaking about when the next time comes when a Democrat is in office or running and campaigning and shit. Yeah.
Consultants back there that make a fortune because they think they bring these people. They don't.
I am not Jewish, by the way, Jer. But hey, I wouldn't be opposed to. No, I'm just kidding. No, I am not. To answer,
we bring them. We together bring them. But you know what they're going to say? And the same people that be represented, very smart people, very good people.
Oh shit!
That, can't give them too much leash.
That's fucking dope.
We can't give them too much, but they're going to have 250 people come, and that's standard. See the ladies of North Carolina? They've come. Those beautiful, beautiful ladies. They're looking better and better all the time.
W women.
These beautiful ladies.
Remember, they're supposed to be seen, not heard. Hey, and look, he's emphasizing that shit. Absolutely.
And I think they're very well to do. I mean, they're always so beautifully coiffed. Look at that.
Julanda. Oh my God, dude.
Here's what I love.
Landia.
Americans. They love.
That's funny.
Our country. They love North Carolina. They come from Isn't it nice where you can sort of be closer? They'll travel to California. If I went to Hawaii, they'd be in Hawaii. I think they're loaded. You want to know the truth? I think their husbands. The reason I never see their husbands is because they're working like hell.
Good to see you, Jay, up in here.
These wives are traveling all over the
And you're
place.
right. Jay says, problem is America has moved all its manufacturing away. Even our car builders are just foreign part assemblers, correct? We assemble basically shit here now. That's it. We don't make shit. We just assemble it here. We need to reopen factories through initiatives. And yeah, that's true. We are a service economy now. Yes, everything that you basically pay for and nowadays is all service based. I've actually made a specific video about how Americans are so reliant on service now that it is the number one bit of economy. That's what people spend their money on now. We don't make shit. The only thing that we export from like the United States that is of actual substance is agriculture, which the biggest part is actually, believe it or not, wine. You know what I mean? That's one of our biggest exports. And also, like, I guess, is it paint chips and stuff like that? We export that, and cement. But aside from that, we don't export like fucking anything. We buy everything.
57. There have been 257 rallies.
Ruffy, what up, my man?
And,
good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well.
Their husbands are going to be so happy when this ends. But I don't want, and you know exactly what I'm saying. I didn't want to say this about what I'm going to do at the border. I stopped at the biggest auto plant in the world from being built on the border. China, and I have a lot of respect for China. Look, they're smart as hell. They get angry when I say it, the fake news.
Well, it is true though. China fucking has outplayed. I mean, they just take what our ideas are and they just fucking make it, and they make it for cheap. They're genius in that aspect. Yes.
So, they're smart as hell. They're like playing chess and
that's true as well. That's true as well, Steve.
Against playing an average checker player and maybe a less than average checker player. The deals, when I came into office, I've never seen such bad deals with Japan, with China, with them, the worst trade deals. I actually said, there's only two reasons we could have deals so bad. The people making the deals were corrupt, which I actually believe, or they were very stupid. And I think you had a combination of both. And we fixed a lot of those deals. We would have had them all fixed up, but then we had to fix COVID. But we had the greatest, think of it, we had the greatest
That's
economy
right.
in the history of our country.
The money launder state. Yes, Ukraine.
Okay? The greatest. We had the greatest border. That's done by Border Patrol. That's not a Trump special. That's done by Border Patrol. That lovely, gorgeous, I look at it, I get tears in my eyes. And you know, the day of the
What's up, Ben? Good to see you. Good morning.
In Butler, it was just about there. It's weird that you have it almost, because it's usually all over the place. You have no idea where it's coming up. When I say lift up the sign, I usually have to look all over there. I have one over there.
Huh.
But that
Trump
graph is so meaningful because of, but even if the numbers were bad, I would still kiss it just equally.
Huh.
But those are the best numbers in the history of the border. And then look, it was like an Elon Musk rocket ship went up.
Oh, shit.
They announced they were going to open the borders. I thought they were kidding. I built 200 miles of rail. And this is what Border Patrol wanted. I wanted to have concrete plank like in a parking lot, straight up and down the air, but you wouldn't get vision. And concrete is not as strong in terms of steel.
How does someone get into the deep state? Well, being born into the situation is usually how you're going to be thrown into the deep state. You know what I mean?
Strong specifications. They wanted to have steel, hardened steel, very hard to cut. Then they wanted to have very powerful, high number concrete. It's a very hard concrete. And then they wanted to have rebar at the highest level of steel strength in the middle, because it's very hard to cut. It's like, it can be done if you're really good, but it's very hard. And then they wanted to have a anti-climb panel on top. I hate it. I hate the anti-climb. I said, I don't like it. It's so beautiful.
Yep, damn straight, Jay.
I said, don't make me do that, sir.
But the truth is he also listens. He gets good advisors, and he gets a lot of advice from his advisors as well. I think he surrounds himself with, people that you need to have around you if you're going to be doing this job. Not a whole bunch of yes men.
Panel, and it's called that for a reason.
That's right, Moto. Agreed.
Testers. We had guys.
Yo, we got Nitro over there from the Guardian Riders MC. I appreciate you for being here, kind sir. Good morning.
I said they should qualify. But you know who the best were? We had drug runners. These guys are unbelievable. They went up that thing like it was nothing. Like I never, with 75 pounds of drugs on their back, drug runners. They were beating the Mount Everest. Well, it's a different profession after all. But they were right. That anti-climb.
That's right, Hardwire.
Them cold. They couldn't get over the anti-climb. So I said, let's do it. Let's do it. But we built 200 miles of additional, and all they had to do is put it up. The hard work was done. They were built. It was delivered, and the hard work was done. Highest specification. Cost more money than
I love the hand signs.
What I would have done, they have acids that actually melt concrete. They have certain acids that you put down. Those planks would have come down very easy. These guys are ingenious. You know, if they would spend their brains on good, everything in the world would be nice.
No kidding.
Genius. The way they smuggle drugs into our country. You got to see the cars. They build cavities in engines. So you're inspecting a car. They have them in hubcaps that even if you take the hubcap, you can't find them. It's like a double hubcap. It's the craziest thing. If they would spend that genius on doing good for their country or for us, I mean, we would have no problem. I mean, it's really incredible. And you know, the people that do the trafficking, what they do with the women is they put them in trunks of cars. It's mostly women, by the way, mostly women. A lot of people say traveling and trafficking, but the trafficking is women. And the reason is it's become as big as the drugs. And the reason is because of the internet. The internet made it a modern business and a big business.
Real quick, I got a special message that I just got aware of, and I would like to go ahead and discuss for just a moment. My apologies. You know what I mean? I didn't obviously know about this until now. So I just uploaded it up here so we can discuss it for just a second. Okay, so really quick, I want to, first of all, we got Brophy in the chat right now, and he's, obviously he has a motorcycle club that he's a part of, Godspeed MC, and they've got a lot of shit going on. They've got a toy run coming up and something that we might as well talk about real quick. Let me stop the share right there so you guys can just see this. Miracle at the Mission toy run. So this is this is their 6th annual, December 14th, 2024, 3:15 p.m. Over there in California. 3:45 p.m. kickstands up, Tustin, Mazda to Orange County Rescue Mission, which I've done actually some good work over there at OC Rescue. 28 Auto Center Drive, Tustin, California. Bring/drop off any unwrapped toy. Can't make the event. Donate online. Donations benefiting the families of the Orange County Rescue Mission. Now, this is obviously anytime that we get into the holidays or, you guys obviously know that bikers give back at every extent that the media doesn't pick up on that shit. They don't even fucking know. But if you guys would like to help out this cause right here, I'm going to go ahead and put a QR code for the donation link, which is this. It's kind of, let me go ahead and also take off this. That's as clear as I could fucking possibly get it. I don't know how well that'll work, but hey, this is all for a good cause. So can't thank you enough, brother Brophy over there, what you guys do. Obviously, you guys are all legends, man. I can't thank you guys enough for doing and giving back to your guys' organization, and also not just that, but your communities, man. And it's amazing to see, especially where he is, where he's gone through in his entire life. And Brophy's story, man, it's legendary for damn sure. All right, so good shit right there. I loved hearing that kind of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and hop back into this.
I'll tell you, some of these guys are among the richest people in the world, and they run a real operation. And they essentially take care of Kamala because they even have an app where they can call, so they learn where they can drop people. That
he did recover his truck. The cops found it. I mean, some shit was. Obviously, everything in the truck got stolen. Everything, all their supplies that they feed the homeless, and all this stuff. All their stuff that it was like the night before they were supposed to go out. I think it was stolen Friday night, and they were supposed to be going out on the road at like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, Saturday, to do their feedings and stuff like that. And so, but they did find the truck with little damage on the roof, but that was about it. Yeah.
Country where they can come through with drugs. They have an app. Can you believe you call an app? You're now a drug trafficker or a human trafficker, and you say, ding, ding, ding. Hello? Where do I drop these people? Go about 7 miles up.
I'll send it to you, Hardwire, as well.
Left and just drop them at the opening in the gate. Okay, can you believe this? This is Kamala.
Kamala. I love how he fucking says shit. So funny.
So all that stuff ends very quickly. We'll get that thing built. But they could have put up 200 miles. Oh, you know what they did with that expensive stuff? And that's expensive. They had it laying in the sand, laying in the mud. It was all there to be put up. All they had to do is flip it up. It goes like they put it up real fast. 3 weeks. The whole thing, we would have had 750 miles of wall. Think of it. And boy, walls work. Walls work and wheels work. You know, they never get obsolete.
He's actually right about that, you know. Yeah. But like I said, I hope that that's not the entire focus of the border. I know he's smarter than that. I know that he knows that it's got to be really asylum shit that needs to be fixed.
Right? The computers, in about 2 minutes, they're obsolete. And, but we have the best computer guy there is, right? We have Elon. And he loves it.
Elon.
And you know where Elon is right now? Elon is right now. He's in Pennsylvania campaigning because he thinks.
I gotta hand it to Elon Musk. I mean, if you need somebody by your side or want anybody by your side, it would be Elon Musk. How fucking cool of him to like go out and make his own campaign for fucking Donald Trump. Like that shit is fucking legendary. I'm not even gonna lie. He is a fucking alien, by the way, Steve. Yep. He sure the fuck is.
He thinks it's the single most important thing he's ever worked on. Elon Musk, and we want to thank him. He's an amazing guy. When I saw that rocket came down, when I saw that sucker come down, 22 stories, by the way. You know, people think it's like 5 feet high. It's 22 stories. That sucker's coming down, and it's those.
He loves that shit.
Blowing it all. He says it's all computers. You know, it's true. That thing. I said, oh man, it's gonna crash. No, dude, it's going right into the gantry. Right? It's gonna crash.
Mm-hmm.
And then the engines, the fire starts blowing. The bottom left, the whole bottom left is blowing, and it just pushed it up. And then
the technology is incredible.
And those two big arms, you saw the arms? They grab that thing like you grab your beautiful baby.
Hey, listen, exactly. Hardwire, you just said it, though. Listen, I'm not politically correct, and I think you guys know that. I'm just fucking correct. You dig? You know? We ain't politically correct over here. We're just correct.
Years ago, I would have said something else, but I've learned. You have to learn.
Yeah, no kidding, Gary.
I would have been
legitimately
a little bit more risque. Like you grab your child, and I put it in place. And I called Elon. I said, "Was that you?" Yes. And he said, "That's genius." He said, "Yeah, it was a lot of lot of brain power went into it."
I'm just checking this right now. We got Brother Lee coming in hot right now on the Cash App side of things, man. Another 5 spot. Thank you, sir. I'm going to see if there's a message in there to read. Give me a second. Let's go ahead and see if there is one. He says, thank you. No, thank you, kind sir. And so, and also that $10 spot he sent in earlier, he said for dues. You know, we got dues over here. I appreciate you. The dollar dues. And he got 10. He spent 10, you know, I guess dues in there because each, you know, it's $1 dues. Appreciate you, man.
I said, why do you do that? He said, well, we don't want to drop a ship in the ocean every time.
Yes, I did see that shit. AI is getting crazy funny.
He said, this way we save them. I said, can Russia do that? No. Will they be able to? No, not for a long time. What about China? No. You know,
every single rally, this man fucking loves to talk about Elon Musk. It's so funny.
Opened up Space Command. We did the whole thing. If we didn't do that, we'd be way, way behind. Space Force. You know, Space Force. They got one of the many. We did so many things with the tax cuts, the regulation cuts, the right to try for those people that are terminally ill.
That's right. I believe in equal energy Fuck all the nonsense. You know what I mean? If you're cool with me, I'm going to be cool right back to you every single fucking time. I've always been about equal energy. Now, if you're a fucking dickhead, I'm going to treat you like a dickhead, you know?
Buy
Absolutely.
our medicines here instead of going to Asia and Europe.
People need to go back
or
to
if you
that.
have no money going home, which is about 99% have no money and they go home. But the few people that have the kind of money you need for that go to Europe, that go to Asia. And we have the best labs in the world. And nobody ever talks about it. They tried to get it for 50 years. I got it done, passed through Congress. You think anything's easier to get passed through those guys? It's not easy. But we did so many things.
Hey, man, I will definitely be the tax writer. I will do that. I will be a part of that equation, Brother Lee. You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
Saved thousands and thousands of lives. It's worked out unbelievably.
It worked, Papa.
You know, nobody wanted it. The scientists didn't want it because they're terminally ill. They don't want to start from a terminally ill person. Looks bad on the records. They didn't want record sheets. The insurance companies hated it. It was very, very, I got everybody into a room. Our country hated it because our country will get sued. When somebody's terminally ill, they die and they sue the country. I said, you can't do that. I got everybody in the room and I signed an agreement. Everybody agreed that we're going to work beautifully with.
That's right. We got brother GEG up in the building saying Elon Musk is my sugar daddy. He doesn't even know it yet. Hey, that's right. Right. He just doesn't know it yet. Facts. What up, man? Good to see you. Good morning.
They're not going to be allowed to sue anybody. If they die, they die. And if they live, it's going to be the greatest. We have saved thousands of people. And nobody ever talks about it. You know, nobody ever talks about thousands and thousands. I mean, we have a person in this room who was saved by right to try. We're a space age drug. They're doing things, but it takes a long time to get them approved. Or I cut it in half. I cut that time in half. But the FDA takes 12 years sometimes to get something. And by the time it's approved, a lot of people are gone. So when they're terminally ill, we get them that drug right away. And they sign an agreement that I or my family will not ever, for any reason and under any circumstance, sue the United States government, such and such a drug maker, such and such a lab, Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Jones. We will not sue anybody. We just want to get better. That's all it says. Pretty good, right? That's pretty good for only a semi non-lawyer. But that's essentially what it says. And you know, the funny thing is the ones that were most against it were the drug companies and the labs. We have the greatest labs in the world. What we're doing, space age things, and we got it started. It was dying on the limb before I came along. Well, NASA was dead when I came along.
It's true. NASA was a dead program.
Was dead. NASA had grass growing out of its runways.
Yeah, the weeds. Mm-hmm.
The runway. I mean, they had every time there was a crack, you had grass. This place was dead. Now it's the most vibrant center anywhere in the world. All of their centers, it's vibrant. And Elon brought it back, and the people at NASA are doing a great job. They're all working together. We brought it back.
That's good.
And ultimately, we want to go to Mars and all, but what I wanted for is defense. And Russia and China were killing us.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Fuck like going to Mars and all that shit. We got priorities right now. We can't even figure out the world right now. You know, but like what he just said, yep. What he supports it for is for military defense, stuff like that.
But what I wanted for is defense.
Yep.
And Russia and China were killing us in space. And space is so important. It's going to end up being maybe, I don't want to say more important than the Marines, because they'll never speak to me again. But I'll tell you what, it is going to be right up there.
Yeah, that shit is so fucking whack. That there's nothing more that angers me. You know what I mean? When you're being censored on something that you should definitely not be censored on ever. You know what I mean? Just saying hi to fucking people getting censored and shit is unreal right now. The election is fucking, you guys see it. It's very volatile. And, it's just hostile right now.
It's important. If we didn't have it, we were being lapped by China. They have stuff up there. And Russia, even though they're a little bit busy killing a lot of people, a war that would have never taken place. Zero chance. I'd speak to Vladimir Putin a lot. It was the apple of his eye. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, I closed up his pipeline. It was dead. Nord Stream 2. Biden came in and he allowed it to go, but he closed
Yo,
up the
Joseph,
Keystone.
good to see you up in here. That's right. Mikey for Prez, but stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Hey, good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well up there in Canada.
XL pipeline, our pipeline. Think of that. I said, no, Joe, you got it wrong. You let Keystone go forward and you close up the Russian pipeline. But he did the opposite. And then they said, oh, Trump loves Russia. Trump loves Russia. It's the biggest project they've ever had. I closed it up. Then he came in. The first day he was there, he let him build it. So what is that? Oh,
That's a dog. Yeah, even Trump was like, oh, what the fuck is that?
The first day he was there, he let him build it. So what is that? Oh, that sounds so cute. I love dogs. I love dogs.
Oh, wait. You don't eat them? Shit.
Emotional damage.
Mm-hmm.
We love dogs. You know, Lara Trump, by the way, you happen to know she's married to my son, and she's the vice chairman along with Michael. They're doing a
Censorship Mondays. Yes, you know, we got censorship Mondays.
She would come into the office, and she loves dogs and pets, and she would get me to do things for doggies that you wouldn't believe. Dad, we have to make the cages larger. We have to provide air conditioning. Can you believe? I didn't know too much about it, but you understand.
It is
what I'm saying?
actually a fact. It would be un-American to hate dogs. Facts.
In these kennels where they're
Only cats.
obviously
Yeah,
not
that's
treated
right.
too good. I said, so do we have to give them a steam bath, or do I? No, she was very, very strong, and I listened to her when she talks. I listen, but Laura was so incredible. As you know, she was born in North Carolina, lived here his whole life. And even Ted Budd, who's doing an incredible job.
I'm the same way with you, Guardian Riders. You know, this is going to be a hot take, I guess. I had two cats growing up. They both passed away at almost the exact same time. When one went, the other went. And one was 19, the other was 18. Old fucking cats. I had them my entire upbringing. And I told myself, I said, when these two go, I will never own a cat ever again. Ever. It will never happen. I will never condone that shit. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck cats. Sorry. Listen, man, I'm just not that type of guy. You know what I mean? I like dogs. Just is what it is. Anyways, hot takeover.
And I said, Ted.
Exactly, Joseph.
Run for the Senate. And he said, I'll do it, but I'm only going to do it if Laura's not going to run. Is that right? He said, I'm only doing it if Laura. And she said, you know, I've devoted so much time and I'm raising these beautiful children.
I'm always on the radar,
great
cuh.
husband, and, you know, and Ted is great. She said that. She said, you have a great guy.
Yeah. We know, Steve. Your dogs, like, get to eat, like, straight Southern cuisine compared to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know you're in the South for real, and their dogs are getting, like, the same fucking meals as human beings. Yeah, that's savage.
Ted, very nice.
Cooking steaks
But
for
he
the
did
dogs
say
over
that,
here,
and
you know?
a lot
Yeah,
of
that's fucking
people would say
crazy.
they'll bowl through. Nobody would have had a chance. She's they love her. They love her in the party. They love her even the Democrats love her. Can you believe it? Stand up, Ted. Stand up. And he's doing a great job. But I thought that was really nice. And she knew he would do a
Right,
great
Gary.
job. Tomorrow you have to stand up and tell Kamala that you've had enough. You can't take anymore.
Dude, ferrets, they may look kind of like cute or interesting, whatever. They're fucking assholes too. You know what I mean?
You just can't. What? They're all screaming fire. Please, could you? I mean, what a terrible job. What they have done to our country. And you're going to say that to her. You're going to say you've done a terrible job. You're grossly incompetent. We're not going to take it anymore. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out.
She said it. Kamala, you're fired. You know how he does that shit when he gets all rascally in the voice there?
We're not going to take it anymore. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out. Get the hell out of here. You're out of here.
Get the hell out of here. That's so funny. Yo. W. Trump. That is very true. See, that's another Southern thing. Listen, I was there. You know, he was actually actively making like these like actual hens. He feeds a whole hen or whatever to these dogs, which is crazy, a whole bird. And he cuts it in like half, and they get a half a chicken and like rice and a whole bunch of shit per meal. That shit's crazy to me. Like, that's some real Southern shit. Tell me you're from the South without telling me.
So with your vote, we're going to win North Carolina. We're going to defeat Kamala. And we're going to make America great again.
Oh, shit, Barbie. Man, you fucked around with all sorts of fucking wild animals and shit. Like, you're a beekeeper. Like, that's fucking crazy. Dude, I fucking hate bees in the sense that I don't want to be around them. You know what I mean? I don't want to be handling them. I don't want to kill them either. Obviously we need them, but I don't want to fucking be around any of that shit. Being in the suit and all that. Yeah, that's hardcore.
I hope you don't mind that entire opening. You know, I was going to get out of here fast. I'm doing 4 of these things today. They're big.
They're big.
And the voice is holding up just about barely. But I had to express it. You have been a very special group to me because I've won I've never lost a primary.
Man, cats are fucking assholes. Not hilarious. They're fucking assholes.
Never lost. In North Carolina, I've won everything. I won those elections. I've made all these friends. So I just did you a little bit of a thing. And by the way, the press will say, oh, he rambled. No, that's not rambling. You know what that is?
Exactly. And that's essentially what a lot of Americans are boiling their decisions down to. Like, well, where was I better off in personally? You know, like that will be, you don't even have to be a Trump fan to do that, you know, and you honestly shouldn't be voting on a person, whether you like them or not. That's one thing that's very interesting, how people will vote for the person they like. You know, no, you should be voting for the policies that you like. You know what I mean? Fuck the person itself. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? You don't have to support Trump to support the ideology and the worldview, right?
It's the weave. No, see, I wove, frankly, the rest of it, I don't really even have to talk about. But that was the ultimate weave. And
oh, shit.
And think of it. Isn't it nice that you can have a president that doesn't need to use a teleprompter? Isn't it nice? And I got to go a little quicker now because you know what? I took Marco's place and I took Sarah Huckabee Sanders' place. I said, do you mind if I go now? Because you know what? We got to keep a schedule.
Dude,
and I'm gonna
Joseph, Trump is one of the most entertaining people to watch in politics. And people know it. And hence why it feels like an SNL skit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or reminds you of one.
Because I took their place. And it's so rude.
Marco is
a big winner, beautiful winner from Florida. As you know, he's a great guy. He's my friend. And Sarah's now the governor of Arkansas. And we love those people in Arkansas. So while I'm talking, I'm going to ask them to come. See, we're trying to conserve a little.
Unreal. $49 for that? $49. He said, yeah, $29 in gas, 2 packs of cigarettes, and 2 Dunkin' Donut coffees. $49 just to go to work this morning. That's fucking absurd. That's insane. Here in Alabama, I can get a full course meal and a couple of beers for like 10 bucks total. Like, it's fucking crazy here. You know what I mean? Like maybe $15 with the 2 beers. Isn't that shit crazy that I can get like a full, actual like real meal out of this shit, but yet you spend for some Dunkin' Donuts coffee and shit $49.
People, come on up if you can, if you're around, wherever. Come on. See?
That's right, Tiffany. You let them know.
That's called efficiency. I figure Sarah would be finished now and Marco would just about be getting started.
I'm sure they do, Steve.
2 great friends, 2 very talented. No, but I figured Sarah would just about now be finishing and Marco would be starting. And, he's a great speaker. They're both great speakers. They speak for a long time. And I'd be sitting in the back. I say, get them off the stage now. So they were so nice. And I'm going to just ask them to each say a little bit. And we're then going to make our next stop. Come on. Thank you, sir.
You said, come on.
Good morning. It is an honor to share the stage with America's best and favorite president. And soon to be our
shit, I'm just noticing. Who is this? Is that Marco Rubio? Who is that? I didn't hear.
Again,
I can't tell.
We've never had a president who fights more, who fights harder, and loves this country the way that Donald J. Trump does, and that's why we need him back in the White House.
Unfucking real, Blair. Dude, okay, so I want to give you guys an example of something real quick. Like, fuck it. I mean, we're here, we're doing it. This is what we do. We go off the rails all the fucking time. All right, so the other day I went and had an amazing, nice temping dinner. You know what I mean? It was actually lunch. Let me go ahead and pull this up. And I want you guys to guess how much it cost me legitimately for this meal. For real. And don't base it off of what I just told you, okay? This is a little bit more of an upscale thing. So let me go ahead and I'm scrolling to make sure that we get it over there. Hold on. And then I'm going to have to share everything. 1 second. All right. So, okay, I am sharing the screen. Good. Let me go over. This was just a few days ago. It was when I went and got my hair cut. There it is. Completely by myself, by the way. The chef had to come out and cook for me by myself in the restaurant. And a big tall ass beer. And I only got one of them. Mind you, I only got one of those really, double or tall beers or whatever they call drafts. Ultra light. This was a really fucking good meal. How much do you guys think I spent on that? Like, for real. Like, I want some honest guess here in Alabama, what you guys think, what you would normally spend compared to what I probably spent. I want to hear the guesses before I tell you guys. But we will move back over while you guys guess. We'll move back over to Trump. Let's move it back. Boom.
Every day when the left was relentless.
Really good guess. That's a really good guess.
It was Donald Trump who stood up for me, who empowered me, and gave
ding,
me
ding, ding. There it was. Boom. It was $25. $25 fucking dollars. Bro, I could get the exact same meal in California. That shit would have been $80, $90. $25 fucking dollars for that shit. And he cooked. There was no one there except for me. Isn't that crazy to you guys? Like, that's got to be fucking crazy. Because I know the majority of the United States does not have prices like that. You know what I mean?
My job.
That's crazy.
That's what he does for every single American, every single day. He will not let us down. Make sure you get out and vote, North Carolina. We need you because America needs Donald Trump. and we're going to make it happen. Thank you so much for all you're doing.
Wow, Steve. That's sad.
We took
Here goes Marco.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yep. 75 plus. Yeah. With the beer. Yeah. 100%. I normally where I come from, that's 80 to 90 bucks right there.
Thank you. Wow. Unfortunately, our country took a wrong turn 4 years ago, and now we're stuck in a malaise. Everything is bad news. Our border is broken. We're not respected in the world. Hardworking men and women have been forgotten and left behind. Our allies
only
don't
three
trust
of you
us.
guys. Only three of you guys. You guys went to Outback. You know what I mean? We're not talking, crazy. Respectfully, it's not like a crazy steakhouse. You know what I mean? I would expect to pay that kind of money for a really upscale, steakhouse, which I'm okay, spending that kind of money too. But isn't that crazy? That I had that crazy ass meal for $25 fucking dollars. Like, to me, that's mind blowing.
Our enemies don't fear us.
What up, Ethan? Good to see you, man.
Of living in a
Absolutely. We're doing our
that is going to change tomorrow.
We're doing our righteous shit over here. Appreciate you, Ethan. And yeah, I do have to agree with you, Steve. From what, and I haven't followed him essentially since 2016, so I really don't know his current ideologies and stuff like that.
And you're going to help change it. Tomorrow, North Carolina and the country are going to make our 45th president our 47th.
Dude, you go to McDonald's. You go to fucking McDonald's and you order just for you, like chicken nuggets. You know what I mean? Super simple shit. A fucking burger. You know what I mean? You're walking out of there $20 from McDonald's. Dude, I had for almost the exact same price for $5 more. I had full on Teppan. I was able to fucking have a chef cook right in front of me. It's fresh. It's better for you than McDonald's. And I had a fucking beer. And you're spending $20 at McDonald's. You know what I mean? That's fucking crazy. Stupid. You know what I mean?
President. And with Donald Trump back in the White House, together, we will dream big again for this country. We will be a country that once again is proud of its history, excited about its future, because together with Donald Trump, we are going to make America not just great, but greater than it has ever been before. Thank you.
That's something that I really want to do since I've moved here is I want to get like half a cow or something like that. I want to get something, where we've actually got some actual meat like that instead of going to the grocery store or whatever, and you're getting out, whatever cut that you want. No, I want a full-on cow, or at least half a cow. Easily. Just for yourself, Carney. I know.
Okay, so they both did better. If they stood up here and spoke each for half an hour.
$28 just for the two kids. Just for them, not for your food. For just the two kids. $28 fucking dollars is absurd.
What they just did was better and appreciated it.
That's what happens when all the employees are making fucking $20 an hour. What do you expect? That shit's going to be bucked right off to the fucking consumer.
Just a little bit into schedule. One thing Marco was talking, and I said, you got hit so hard by that hurricane, and we didn't care about what we're doing today. We only cared about saving lives, and we did a good job. FEMA did a horrible job. The administration, they're still not there. You know why? Because they've spent all their money on bringing in.
Dude, I haven't ate McDonald's in okay, actually, I did stop at McDonald's twice, believe it or not, when I was driving through the country to come here. When I was moving here, that's when I ate McDonald's. But even prior to that, I hadn't ate McDonald's in like a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, I definitely am not somebody that supports that, that whole ordeal. Definitely not. I don't want their food, nor do I want to fucking spend an arm and a leg, literally. You know what I mean? That shit is crazy. Hey, let's go ahead. since we get the idea that what's going on here with Trump, I told you guys we're not going to review the entire fucking thing because I do still want to move on to one last thing. I told you guys we're going to do this in almost like a 3-parter, and I figured that we would have a little debate. You know what I mean? Have a little bit of words flying around and see how it goes. Because honestly, I haven't actually seen this video. Okay. So everything else this morning I saw the what happened with Biden and all of that, what we reported on in the beginning. Obviously, I didn't see this shit with Trump because it's live right now. He's speaking in North Carolina. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to the last video. And it's actually fairly short compared to what we watch here on this channel. But this is off of Jake Rattlesnake. This just came out an hour before I started my show. And now it's been 2 hours. So let's go ahead and check this out. This is called Lying Woke Host Dismantled with Facts, in parentheses, so satisfying.
Is he not insulting Ryan by suggesting that everyone who attended that Madison Square Garden rally was a Nazi?
What? I'm sorry, you're all over the place here. Like
yesterday.
What? That's an absurd claim.
On this panel, you said
CNN kicks off the guest. What?
That Puerto Rico was being colonized by Americans who are tax cheap. But when Tucker Carlson says it about mainland America and illegal immigrants, suddenly it's great replacement white supremacist theory. Puerto Rico.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It's been something me and my father have been discussing as of late, Papa. We looked up what it is, but you got to have a little bit of bread to do it. You got to have like $500 to, do something of that caliber. And that's definitely not something I am ready to do quite yet. You know what I mean? But I will get there.
So you think white people are above
Thank you, Papa, for looking that up.
We get that from my comments. Why are you afraid of immigrants? Why? I'm not afraid of immigrants.
Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. In this video, we are going to be watching a very heated and unbelievably
Hey, our favorite Aussie from down under.
Satisfying exchange between Nomiki, who we have covered on the channel before, definitely has the psychopath stare going on. Not much behind the eyes. And also Amber Duke, who is friends with a guy named Ryan Gadusky, who you guys probably said this on CNN this week and got himself in a bit of hot water.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing
You're
it.
called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an
This guy right here is a humongous piece of garbage, by the way. And I am willing and I stand by my fucking claims of saying that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he should be wearing the garbage bag.
I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
damn, that was fucking actually brutal. That was fucking brutal.
No,
did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on. Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you don't.
Man, I have moved 3 different homes since I've had my stream house. K9. Hey, man, I'm in a whole ass different state now. I went from California all the way on the other side of the fucking country.
Let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
So that's the comment they're going to be debating here, and it really does not go well for Nomiki. So with that, let's get into it.
CNN released a statement that said in part, quote, "There is zero room for racism or bigotry at CNN or on our air. We will not allow guests to be demeaned or for the line of civility to be crossed. Ryan Girdusky will not be welcomed back." Reacting on X, Democratic Representative Rashida Tlaib said, quote, "CNN has played a central role in normalizing this kind of open, anti-Arab, anti-Muslim."
Man, that's really cool to see, people from the Twitch side of shit when they used to watch on, over there on the, we had a good time over there. You guys, that were a part of those times. You guys remember. Yeah, man, he says, "I haven't seen her name since the Crunker days," which is an old game. Browser-based FPS game that I used to play competitively. It was fun. I thought I'd drop by or stop by. Hey, I very much appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. You know what I mean? We're over here on YouTube as a primary. That's my primary platform. I tell everyone to come over here. The only reason why I even stream over there is to tell them to come over here. So hey, I appreciate
and it's sadly totally unsurprising to see such disgusting statements aired so casually on its network now.
Podcaster Matthew Sheffield wrote, "He's a full-on racist and radical Christian supremacist who has written for racist activist Richard Spencer. He has been running an operation to block Black and LGBT authors from school curricula. He should have never been
damn
on
straight,
CNN."
Steve.
Meanwhile, Girdusky defended himself, writing on X, quote, You can stay on CNN if you falsely call every Republican a Nazi and have taken money from Qatar-funded media. Apparently, you can't go on CNN if you make a joke. I'm glad America gets to see what CNN stands for.
Well, this guy, I mean, he clearly is problematic. I mean, he worked for Richard Spencer. He's written.
He never worked for Richard Spencer. That's a lie.
Richard Spencer confirmed it.
No, he did not.
Richard Spencer said over a decade ago via tweet.
Ryan Girdusky, when he was 19 years old, was looking for a place to put a blog post. Richard Spencer, who he had no idea who he was at the time, it was well before he was a open white supremacist.
Why did Richard Spencer write? I confirm. It was.
He didn't confirm that he worked for him. He confirmed that he published a piece that he wrote. That was it.
So publishing a piece does not. Okay.
He wasn't paid for it. He never worked for him.
We don't know for sure. You're making an assumption.
I do know for sure. I asked Ryan myself. He's a friend of mine.
Well, then we should have him on. We should ask him.
We should. I actually suggested we get him on today.
Regardless, I mean, I find it interesting that you're debating. I mean, he still wrote for Richard Spencer.
I'm going back right now. I'm going back right this second to show you guys an old video of the stream house that Homeboy was referring to, K9. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna find this shit.
Right. You know,
this was in 2010. Nomi.
Richard Spencer.
Did you know who Richard Spencer was in 2010?
Richard Spencer has been around for a lot. I'm old. I'm 40. Okay, so I do know Richard Spencer.
I'm old.
He's been around. We've been talking about him for over 10 years at this point. But this is a guy, you know, we're getting caught up on these details and minutia, and I understand that's a great way to defend this. But the problem is this man has an agenda. He's specifically gone after Black and brown communities, LGBTQ groups. The 1776 Project has been called out by the Southern Poverty Law Center.
They're very accurate.
Well,
all right, let's go ahead and pause this for a second. I'm going to show you. I found it. I got it over here. All right, real quick, little break in between the craziness of the debate right there. That's going to we're going to see. Let's go ahead and show you guys what this was all about, man. Version of Dr. Disrespect, dude. Let me just say something. Dr. Disrespect, me and him go way back, all right, chat? Check it out. Not really. This is just hypothetical. The only difference between, well, you know that song, What's the Difference Between Me and You? The difference between me and Dr. Disrespect is I don't fake my shit. That's all I gotta say. I don't have green screens. So, yeah, send that over to fucking Dr. Disrespect. See what he's got to say. Put that shit on Reddit. Let's see what he's got to say. I don't have to fake my way. You know what I mean? I'm such a savage sometimes, bro. 5 different camera angles. It's what he's talking about. Watch when I touch it. I'm about to touch the floor and watch what happens when my hand touches the floor. I'm a savage and I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm fucking crazy with this shit. I mean, full on fog machine Steve is not, it's just out of control. It's not dancing or anything. I'm just having a good ass time flailing my limbs around. You know what I mean? I'm not doing anything for real, you know? Obviously, if I were to dance like that for real, that'd be fucking totally lame. But I'm just having a fucking crazy, I'm underneath my desk, kind of like pointed, you know, they're cross streaming, you know, going like one coming this way and one coming this way. And it's fucking crazy. I legitimately, on my show, I legitimately had a disclaimer. I had an epilepsy disclaimer for people because, no joke, I could have actually been sued for shit like that. And we'll talk Harley Davidsons. I could have gotten 4 CVOs, brand new, off the lot. That nigga thinking that he frontin' on me. Crazy over here. Anyways, yeah, that was listen, I've been streaming. I told you guys, I've been streaming for a fucking long time, dude. You know, I'm coming up now on 18 years in a couple of months, man. 18 fucking years of this craziness. And you know, it's really dumb of me that I only got onto YouTube about a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that I really wish that I would have not waited on. You know, I worked on every other platform except for YouTube. And hey, it's better late than never. You know what I mean? So hey, we're still here. Squatchy coming in hot, by the way. Thank you so fucking much for becoming a member, supporting the show, man. That absolutely means the world to me. Thank you so much. CVO now. It would be now. Today's prices, Glare. Yeah, that's what I'm referring it to. Yeah, there was a lot of money that I spent on that shit. You know, I built that fucking whole stream house not by myself. I had a team of people that I was working with, obviously, but that was 100% my vision that came out. You know, I pre-drew everything on an actual like blueprint. You know, I blueprinted the shit. I was real about it.
They're pretty
Anyways.
nonpartisan.
No, they're not. Well, and they actually inspired a potential bombing attack on a Christian nonprofit.
So I don't really know much about Ryan Gadusky. This dude said something pretty stupid, pretty tasteless on CNN. Not the end of the world. Get over it. People say stupid things all the time. But in this particular debate, Amber Duke is absolutely enormous. And she is about to absolutely torch this lady. But what I love about this is the loyalty she shows to her.
You know exactly what the deal is right there, Steve. I have to give that one to you. Yep.
Friend. You see, normally what happens in these situations when somebody says something wrong that gets the mainstream media into a big moral panic, first of all, the vultures like Nomiki here will come out to try and feast on the dying victim. And then the people who were meant to be this person's friend will either stay completely silent or they will come out and disavow them. But not Amber. She comes out and decides
There's got to be incentives, BD. Do you hear this? If you start doing a little bit of dancing like I did, you might get a $20 super chat. You know what I mean? W. But you got to be willing to do it, You got to be willing to do it.
defend her friend while he is in the eye of the storm, even if she doesn't agree with what he said, even if she thinks what he said is stupid, whatever. And I respect the hell out of that because loyalty is something that is completely dying in the modern world. And especially, guys, especially in the media environment.
No
You gotta
kidding.
be very careful about putting your eggs into people's basket. I'm not sure if that sounded bad. Anyways, what we're seeing here, guys, is one of those vultures coming out to feed on the drama. You see, these people live for this sort of thing, and she's so excited about the prospect of
God, she is a weird looking chick. I'm sorry.
ruining this man's reputation that she's almost salivating. But unfortunately, she's being rebuked, and it's about to get so much worse for her. Before we get to that, guys, I want to let you know about the sponsor of today's video, the one and only Ground News. In today's new Senate ad subscriber, and when I was going, stay armed and down.
1976 group and then, of course, Gadusky, who is far right. And that is why he was pushed off the panel, because of the comments that he said and, completely being tone deaf against Mehdi Hasan. Hey, you can have your feelings and your debates with Mehdi Hasan, but he is not insulting the man. And I found this apprehensible. I mean, there's a place for free speech, but to have somebody on air who's peddling conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Hey, you guys calling it out right now. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm going to show you what, Steve's claim is right here. I mean, I was actively right there with BD doing his little rap, ordeal. Let's go ahead and check it out.
I used to have raps in the day. I could throw them left and right, but now I'm an old mother. No, sir.
Homie got camera shy.
I used to have raps in the day. I could throw them left and right, but now I'm an old mother.
Yeah.
No, sir.
It's so fucking funny. Good times over there in the ATL. You dig? Yeah. We're savages out here.
Insults and is openly racist. I think there's a line.
The 1776 PAC is aimed at getting good history teaching in schools and preventing children from being indoctrinated with radical gender ideology. It's not anti-Black. It's not anti-Hispanic. The Southern Poverty Law Center is far from a nonpartisan source. And if we're going to talk about people who are supposedly problematic, let's dive a little.
Hence why people come over to the internet to get the fucking truth, which is ironic because it used to be like, oh, the internet's all fake. It's all fake. Yeah, you remember everyone saying that kind of shit? Now, ironically, everyone runs to the internet for the fucking truth. Cable's the one that's been lying to you the whole time.
A little bit into Mehdi Hasan's history. He had to apologize for saying that non-Muslims are cattle. for comparing gay people to pedophiles. He is funded by Qatar, which is a note
He's not
backer
funded by
of terror.
Qatar. He's funded by Zateo, which is an independent media publication based off of.
Especially when all their advertisements come over here to the internet for real. Like I'm talking like the actual, like all the money that's spent onto like infomercials or like any of these type of commercials. Wait until that money hits the internet for real, for real. Then this is where it's going to be where the big money is. You know what I mean? We're just ahead of the game over here. Facts.
Crowdsourcing. He certainly worked for Al Jazeera for a long time, which was on the Qatari payroll. And how is he not insulting Ryan by suggesting that everyone who attended that Madison Square Garden rally was a Nazi?
I'm sorry, you're all over the place here. Like, I just heard a bunch of different claims, and it's wild to me. I mean, we know what Qatar does.
I've only asked some of my friends that have told me they've watched it. They told me that JD Vance's, I have not watched either of them, by the way. I haven't watched JD Vance's or Trump's. Just haven't, sorry. Yeah, I've been told that JD Vance did way better than Trump did. And Trump did good, I heard. You know what I mean? But hey, yeah. Interesting.
Know what Al Jazeera is. I just want to know, do you defend what he said on that panel? Because at the end of the day, this is a story about Ryan Gadursky,
exactly.
Not about Mehdi Hassan. It's about Ryan Gadursky's comments and why he was put off the panel. Do you defend that?
I think the question is then, do you defend what Mehdi Hassan said, saying that
he wasn't kicked off the panel? You're okay. I could go. Can I pull up some of your writing from 10 years ago? Are you going to defend that? We're talking about Ryan Gadursky right now.
Whatever I said in the past, yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, you got to understand, things evolve and, opinions change, outlooks change, worldviews change. But, it's kind of interesting because I've held the same worldview since I was a little kid. Like, I haven't changed up. I haven't fucking, you know what I mean? I've kept very, very consistent in what I've said on the internet, my entire internet career,
You've made Nazi comments in the past. I'm not going to bring that up.
I haven't.
I mean, Raw Story brought it up. I'm just asking you, Amber. We're talking about one thing, and then you jump to something else.
Good question.
I don't make this personal about you. You constantly put the burden on me. I'm asking you about this man, Ryan, and whether or not you defend him.
Just a quick interruption, guys. Do not forget to like this video if you
Hey, good call to action, Jake. That's right. Hey, I would appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. It means the absolute world. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. It very much helps out the show way more than you guys understand. So I appreciate you guys helping me out with that. And if you guys are new to the channel, man, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, man.
enjoying the content here. And if you're getting value, then you are also welcome to subscribe.
You're
Let's get
welcome.
back to it.
I personally wouldn't have said the comment, but I think it's a double standard to say that Mehdi Hassan is allowed to call people Nazis and Ryan Gadursky is not
No
allowed
one said
to.
that, Amber. You're literally pulling quotes out of nowhere. We're
It's in
talking
the
about the
clip
CNN
that we just
panel.
watched.
We are talking about the CNN panel in which Ryan was kicked off. Do you defend him?
I just said that I wouldn't have made the joke.
Do you defend him?
Yeah, he's my friend, and I will absolutely defend him.
Okay, so do you think it was okay that he said those things?
I just said I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have called Republicans Nazis.
But would you call him out for saying that? There's a difference between something you
No,
said.
I'll defend my friend.
Okay, I'll defend your friend.
I'm loyal.
What's the line? Where's the line?
Not that joke when he was being called a Nazi to his face.
He wasn't being called a Nazi.
It's in the clip. We just watched it.
So you love to see this guy. I mean, we said before about
she was not having the bullshit right there. She's like, dude, stop the cap right now. Like, we just watched that fucking clip, obviously on their end, yeah.
excited Demiki is about this reputation destruction. But it seems as though that she's not expecting to be called out on her BS. And when she does get called out, she has absolutely no idea what to do with herself.
Yeah, I just heard a bunch of different claims, and it's wild to me. I mean,
But the fact of the matter is that the reason why she is becoming emotional and unhinged is because she is being completely exposed here. She has a blatant double standard here, and she is spewing lies, which all of these sort of liberal talking heads do. And then when Amber calls her out for her inconsistencies and her lies, she looks like she's about to cry. And she just kind of goes silent and then just goes into the straw man.
I don't make this personal about you. You constantly put the burden on me.
And it's because what Amber was saying here was true. Mehdi Hassan was calling
Yep, you did call it. You did call it.
Emotional damage.
Facts.
Trump
Steve.
rally, a Nazi rally. And that is just completely unfounded and ridiculous.
If you don't want to be called Nazis,
Whoa!
stop doing
And I'm just catching. I am so sorry for being late to the fucking game over here. Michael just came in with a humongous humongous $100 donation onto the Venmo. Wow. He says, keep up the good work from your New York 1%er friend. Wow, dude. Thank you so much. That's humongous, dude. Wow. I'm sorry that I'm catching this late. That's my apologies. Yeah, you know, I kind of go off into tangents over here. So, hey, wow, man. I cannot thank you enough for the patronage over to the channel. The help like this is immense, dude. I can't thank you guys enough.
And he's also called non-Muslim people cattle in the past, and all the other heinous things that she just said are true, and that's all on record. It's all on video.
Once we lose the moral high ground, we are no different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals.
But the really funny thing about that is that when you think about it, things like religious dogma.
Yes, GEG. If you were emotionally damaged while watching CNN and The View, you may be entitled to compensation. Yes, absolutely.
And homophobia are the kinds of things that normally send these liberals into a frenzy, trying to cancel these people. But on this occasion, she just doesn't want to hold that same standard. So just a delightful thing to see here, just to see this Nomiki lady get called out on her blatant double standard. Now let's listen to the rest.
All right, we'll agree to disagree on this one. But at the end of the day, you know, when we're talking about one comment, we can't just jump all over the place. Like, we're trying to.
How are we jumping all over the place? You said that Ryan Girdusky is problematic. I countered that Mehdi Hassan has a problematic history as well. You said that Ryan is not allowed to make that joke because it was insulting.
I didn't say
Mehdi
he wasn't allowed to do anything.
Well,
I
you said
that
he insulted Mehdi
I said
Hassan.
there's a line in media. No, don't put words in my mouth. There is a tape. I said there's a line in media, right? And they crossed the line, and that's why he's.
Holy fucking shit, Steve. I'm not even gonna reread that. You guys go ahead and read it for yourselves. That is way too funny.
Kicked off.
But why did Mehdi Hassan not cross
standards? Because he didn't cross the line and standards in that room. This is a guy who has white supremacist backing. You know,
No, he does not have white supremacist
So,
backing.
so Richard Spencer, do you think that Richard Spencer?
We already went over that.
No, but no, I didn't ask you.
Do I think Richard Spencer is a white supremacist? Yes. Ryan Girdusky is not backed by Richard Spencer.
He wrote for him.
Okay, let's go over it again. When Ryan Girdusky was 19 years old and had no idea who Richard Spencer was.
So he found his blog and just accidentally wrote for somebody
Richard
to know about?
Spencer approached him and offered to publish the piece
Google
for him.
didn't exist? Google didn't exist? He's still floating in that land. It's not like he changed his opinions. I find it interesting.
I can hear the emotion in your voice. While this lady over here, she's not having it. She's just like, listen, bitch. You know, she's over here whining, screaming like at the top of her lungs, really, like Adele over here. From an arms of an angel. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's doing the whole fucking singing bit. Meanwhile, this bitch over here, she's laughing her ass off. She thinks this is comical.
That you're willing to defend somebody who's making inflammatory comments, and there is a line in journalism, and the line stops at insults and facts, right?
But you're insisting that Mehdi Hassan didn't say that Republicans are Nazis.
I did not insist anything. You're putting the burden on me. We're not talking about Mehdi Hassan. We're talking about Richard.
It's in the clip we're talking about.
Richard was kicked off, not Mehdi.
His name's Ryan.
Ryan was kicked off, not Mehdi.
Right, and my point is that there's a double standard because Mehdi Hassan wasn't kicked off for saying Republicans are Nazis.
He didn't say Republicans are Nazis.
Bruh.
He said that Nazis' comments were made at the MSG, which they were.
What?
Race replacement theory. Tucker Carlson's comments. Do you stand by those?
Yes.
Do you stand by every single comment in MSG?
I stand by Tucker Carlson's comments because I find it interesting. Yesterday on this panel, you said that Puerto Rico was being colonized by Americans who are tax cheats who are going.
I didn't know if I was still going to be live when he ends his stream. So that's actually, I'm glad that you just said that, by the way. He should be coming up. Is he? Let me know if he should be going live here in like a minute. So by the time that we raid him, then, you know, he should be almost done with his intro, right?
They're ruining the culture and driving up the cost of housing. But when Tucker Carlson says it about mainland America and illegal immigrants, suddenly it's great replacement white supremacist theory.
Puerto Rico.
Oh,
your standards are wild. We are a country of immigrants. Puerto Rico is a colony that does not have oversight over their economy, over their power, over the infrastructure. The United States government has total say, and they don't even have access to those tax breaks. Only rich Americans do who move there. And permanently live
Nor
there.
does Washington, D.C. know, Miki. You're talking about Americans going to Puerto Rico as colonization, but we're supposed to allow illegal immigrants to just overrun the southern border
That's
and
not
come
the
to
same thing at all. And
exactly. It's worse
Good.
to allow illegal immigrants.
He just isn't showing
So
up
you think
yet.
white people
He is live. I don't know why it hasn't shown up on my end. It will here in a
are
second.
above
I'll refresh my end too.
people of color?
Boy, how did you get that from my comments at all?
Because you're saying it's okay for white Americans to move to Puerto Rico.
I'm
and
not
it's-
saying that. I'm
it's
asking you
better
to have the
than
same standard
people
for Puerto Rico and the mainland.
There's no tax incentives where people are being displaced. You're not being displaced.
So my buddy Grid One Motorsports, we're going to be rating him after this video is over, and when we finish the stream, we're going to send you guys to my buddy Grid One Motorsports. He's somebody I have a huge respect for. I think he's a great content creator. He's very knowledgeable, and he's a business savvy motherfucker, and he's into world politics as well as geopolitics. And I really, really appreciate shit like that because you guys know that I'm into that shit, and not too many people will talk the truth on this shit. So we're going to be sending you guys over to him at the end of this.
By an undocumented person who's taking low wage jobs. You're not being displaced by them.
So I'm not allowed to.
And you don't need the link, by the way, GEG. You just being here at the end of the show, it'll redirect you over there, and then all of us are going to be going in at the exact same time, and it forces you to go over there if you stay on my channel when we're ending the show. Wait until I end the show. My extra is very short. And then right after I cut it, it goes directly over to him. So you don't even need it. You can subscribe when I send you guys over.
To care by the Americans who are?
There aren't. They're
not
countless.
They're not suppressing wages for Americans.
Why are you afraid of immigrants? Why are you afraid of immigrants?
Why? I'm not afraid of immigrants.
Because you don't. Every time.
I support legal immigration.
Yeah, I'm not. No one's scared of. No one's scared of your illegal immigrants, bitch. You know what I mean? Sorry that I'm being so fucking brutal, but no, you're twisting the narrative there. I just don't want to fucking pay for their asses. You know what I mean? It's illegal to be here. Yeah, I think that if you're doing, if you're here illegally, yeah, that's an issue, right? How is it not?
Sure you do. Well, a lot of these people, the Haitians were legal immigrants. You sure didn't like them.
Well, they came in illegally and then they were granted temporary protected status.
Which is legal.
Okay. We have a lot more topics to talk about on Rising right after this.
That's how it ended. Wow.
So great performance there by Amber. Standing ovation, refuted all of her points, called out all of her blatant inconsistencies, and never even got out of second gear. Totally dominant. And you know that you've just gotten a resounding W against a liberal, which is not that hard to do, when they start saying things like, you think that white people are better than people of color. Why are you afraid of immigrants?
Yeah. It's you're twisting the words to make it fit your fucked up narrative of what you think and want us to act and feel, which is not true. You know what I mean? It's a made up fallacy.
Just aimlessly and without direction, they just start throwing straw men at you. So once again, guys, fantastic work there by.
That's why, truthfully, I don't have a super immense respect for Democrats in that regard because all they do is lie and cheat in that regard. You know what I mean? Like, if you can win the debate by facts, all right, I got to give it up to you. But it has nothing. That's the whole thing. Like, I haven't found somebody that is actually fucking realistic on the liberal side. It seems to be all or fucking nothing with them. Like you guys see, I'm a conservative guy, right? But you guys can see that I try my absolute best to see their worldview, understand what they're getting at. But there's layers to shit, and hence why I'll say, well, maybe that's not the best way to go about it. We both want the same thing, essentially, but there's two different routes to get there, and there's two different worldviews to get there, right? So, yeah, that's all it is. But it's a lot of the times they can't debate that. They're not actually convicted in their stance because it's an emotional response rather than a logical.
Amber, love to see Nomiki get dominated because she's quite insufferable, if we're just blatantly honest. And with that, guys, don't forget to check out Ground News. All of those links are going to be below, as well as my links. You can check me out on Instagram and X right here.
Jake is fucking dope, man. If you guys aren't following him, you guys need to. He's a really, really cool content creator. He's got some really fucking base takes, I'm not going to lie. And he's in Australia making these kind of fucking takes. I got to give him credit.
Jake Rattle SNK. You can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the video, and if you'd like to watch another one, right here.
Nice. Boom. Hey, good job, Jake. Good job. Did a very good job. You always do over there, kind sir, in Australia. Listen, man, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us this morning. You guys, first of all, just being here alone is something more than I could even ask for. So I thank you for just being here and being able to, view and support in that regard. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you also for the kind donations. That keeps, us monetarily going. I very much appreciate that. We got brother Shadow, man. He's been dropping these gifted members like almost every single fucking stream, man, for like a minute now. So I can't thank him enough for the immense support on that end as well. Tiffany, listen, she became a member over there off of, Lee made sure that happened, right? And then Lee came in hot, gifted in 5 memberships. I very much appreciate that. I guess it was Tiffany and Lee that did that. I appreciate you. Allegedly with the $20 super sticker, man. I love these yellows. These yellows are super satisfying, man. I can't thank you enough, allegedly. Squatchy, thank you as well for becoming a YouTube member and enjoying the content over here. I would love to hear your takes. Appreciate you joining and supporting the channel over here. So I can't thank you guys enough. And then also, listen, we have a humongous donation that came through, man, and I can't thank that person enough. Michael for the $100 fucking Venmo on the back end, not even looking for recognition, man. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. You know what I mean? 30 in the chat. 30 in chat, 50 likes. Great job today, boys and girls. Wow, that's a W. That's a W. That's humongous. Yes. Everyone stick around for the stick around. You know what I mean? We're going to be rating our buddy Grid One Motorsports over there. But before we do, thank you as well as there was also cash apps that were sent before the show had even started. So thank you, Brother Lee, for that. 15 on the back end, as well as 25 from Saturday night that I missed from Bent Rim Podcast, my brother Zach over there. So hey man, CJ, I appreciate you for being here. We're just closing out. We're about to raid Grid over there. So hey, stick around and enjoy your guys' self. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for all the help and everything. Stick around. We're going to be raiding our buddy over here, Grid One Motorsports. Stick around. Much love, honor, respect to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button on your guys' way out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Let's get it.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges.